Hey, what's up everyone? It's Tevin with Flippin' Detroit, your go-to source for everything Detroit real estate. Today we're diving into the 5 hottest neighborhoods to invest in right now. I'll break down why these 5 areas made the list, what kind of investment you'll need to get into these neighborhoods, as well as the profit margins you can expect if you enter these neighborhoods. So if you're looking to flip, maybe you're a landlord looking to buy and hold, or you're just looking to make smart real estate moves in Detroit, you won't want to miss this video. So let's jump right into it. All right, let's kick things off with Regent Park over on the east side of Detroit in the 48205. It's been seeing a lot of momentum over the last couple years. Regent Park is a classic Detroit neighborhood. So what do I mean by classic Detroit neighborhood? These are going to be your solid brick homes layered with ranch style houses up and down the streets with bungalows, colonials all throughout. You're really gonna have that neighborhood feel. That's Regent Park for you. Within a zip code 48205 that really doesn't get a lot of love, you have a beautiful neighborhood in Regent Park with an entry point of around $69,000, which is up 10% from last year. So if you're an investor, you don't have all that much money to play with, Regent Park is a phenomenal option to get in at an affordable, low, under $100,000 purchase price and have a lot of equity to play with once you finish renovating it. Besides affordable entry points, it's also near Gratiot and 8 Miles, so if you want to get access to shopping, maybe go out and get some food, or maybe get downtown, you have access to all the major corridors and you can get going pretty quick. So again, if you're looking for an affordable neighborhood with solid rental markets in a growing area where tons of investors are pouring their money, Regent Park is definitely one to watch out for. I know I'm investing in Regent Park, so I hope to see y'all here. It's a great place to be. So let's go ahead and check out the next one on our list. I hope you enjoy it. All right, so we went ahead and pulled up 15006 Manning Street, located in Regent Park. You can see it's smack dab in the center of Regent Park. This property is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,700 square feet. So it's a perfect property that we can do for a comp. It is currently under pending status, so it just went on the MLS 1/29/2025, and after 11 days it went pending for $19,500. So this tells me the property is in pretty brutal shape. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at the comps right away. I want to go ahead and include active and pending, that way we can get a bigger picture. And let's go ahead and drop the square footage to 800 and increase it to 3,000. That way we can get a full idea. So we can see here, 800 to 300, I got active, pending, and sold within the last year. And we want to keep this within a half mile. And we're just going to scroll down and we're going to look at top sales. So we're going to filter this by top sales. And right away I can see a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, a little over 2,000 square feet, sold for $129,000. I can see this one on Eastburn, sold for $125,000, 1,168 square feet. Remember, ours is 1,700 square feet. So a lot of these properties under 100,000 are fix and flip properties. These are houses that are not currently renovated. These are fix and flip properties, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into the next property so we can take a look at the activity as well as the comps. All right, number 2 on our list is one of my favorites, the Warrendale neighborhood over on the west side in the 48228. Now, Warrendale is actually bordered on 3 sides by Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, and you have a lot of residents of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights starting to buy up property in Warrendale, and that's only going to jack up the property values. So if you want to follow the money, you want to look into Warrendale, tons of brick houses just like Regent Park. So if you're somebody that doesn't invest on the east side, you're a west sider, I understand, I get it. Warrendale is an opportunity for you. You're going to want to look into it with a median purchase price of around $90,000 for December 2024. That's an increase of 28% from the previous year. And we're talking homes that are not renovated, okay? They're fetching as high as $90,000 pre-renovation. So you can only imagine how much they're selling for after they're renovated, okay? And we're gonna dive into that a little deeper using tools like PropStream so we can see some of the sales in all 5 of these areas to back why they're some of my top 5 neighborhoods to invest in. I mean, you have to see the numbers for yourself, right? You can't just take my word for it. So Warrendale's awesome. The proximity is awesome. You definitely want to look into it if you want to make some good profit money. All right, so now we are over in the Warrendale neighborhood. You can see over here to the east, we have Dearborn Heights. And over here to the south, we have Dearborn. So this is an awesome area to invest in. Let's go ahead and draw a box around Warrendale. I'm gonna go just before Franklin Park on Joy Road. Make sure to include all of these streets, kitty corner to Root Park. Let's go all the way down Warren Avenue and then back up. So this is an extremely popular area for people that currently live in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, and they want to stay close to home and buy up affordable property to either rent out or fix and flip. This is a super popular neighborhood. I sell a lot of property to investors and fix and flippers in the Warrendale area. So let's go ahead and dive into some comps. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one of these many properties that are on the MLS. So we're gonna go up here to all searches, filters, click on MLS, and we'll go active, pending, and contingent, and then view all those properties. And let's just pick one to run a comp on it. So we'll grab one that is under 100,000, which tells me it's probably unrenovated. So we can see here 7661 Fielding Street, a great street to invest on. I've done a couple deals on Fielding Street. We can see that this property was originally purchased for $55,000 back in 2022, currently owned by RE Equity Solutions LLC, and they currently have it on the market for $90,000. So what this tells me is they probably bought it in 2022 for $55,000, and they did a partial renovation to it, maybe light cosmetic work. Either they ran out of money, or they just want to make a quick flip, quick profit, and list it back on the market and let somebody else finish the renovation. We see this all the time. All right, number 3 on my list is one for all you seasoned investors out there playing with a bigger bag. North Rosedale Park, located in the historical district on the west side of Detroit. Why is North Rosedale Park one of my favorites? Well, you have tons of elegant homes. You have your Tudor style houses similar to Russell Woods, which Russell Woods did not make this list. However, North Rosedale Park does have that similar charm. With a median purchase price of $244,000, up 27% from the previous year, you have tons of appreciation. However, when it comes to getting into the fix and flip market in North Rosedale Park, you do have to come with north of $200,000 just to purchase the property. Then you have to put renovation into it. However, the demand here is second to none. So if you're a seasoned investor looking for an area where there's tons of homeowners, not a lot of renters, North Rosedale Park is a neighborhood for you. Comes with tons of awesome amenities for the residents, such as a private community house, dedicated park, as well as its historical charm that all the residents get to enjoy. So North Rosedale Park is number 3 on this list. One of my all-time favorites, where you're gonna get $400,000 purchase prices all day long on fully renovated homes in the North Rosedale Park area. So now let's get into the next one, which is going to be the North Rosedale Park neighborhood of Detroit. So I got a comp pulled up here, 19537 Lancashire Street, located in North Rosedale Park. It's currently under contract for $120,000, which I think is a total steal, which I'll show you why here in a moment. So the previous owner purchased this house originally back in 2024 from the Wayne County Bank, which tells me this was more than likely a pocket deal. So this person bought it off of the bank, and they're gonna make a killing off of it. If we look at the comps here, 4 beds, 2.5 baths, 1947 square feet. Let's go ahead and include active and pending sales so we can get a better idea. And then let's filter this, greatest to least. We can see a lot of $300,000 plus sales. So like I said earlier, North Rosedale Park, you're going to touch close to $400,000 depending on the finishes of the home. So this person bought it for $120,000. They're probably going to put around $100,000 into the house, and they'll be able to sell it close to $350,000, $400,000, all in about 60 days. Average house sells in around 70 days in North Rosedale Park. So you figure around 50 grand profit over 60, 70 days, you can't beat that. So North Rosedale Park, one of my favorites, as you can see why. If we look at an activity basis, you can see not a lot of activity, which is one of those areas where the demand is so high, a lot of homeowners simply don't sell their house. So if you have an opportunity to invest in North Rosedale Park, I would definitely jump on it if you have the capital to do so. If you don't and you have an opportunity in North Rosedale Park and you want to make a little money, just reach out to me. I'm happy to make you an offer. All right, so now let's jump into the next one. All right, coming in at number 4 is a neighborhood that's near and dear to my heart. It's actually where I got my start when it came to flipping Detroit, the Morningside neighborhood over on the east side in the 48224. Now this area is known for its brick homes right near Grosse Pointe, just across Mack Avenue, so you get tons of appreciation. And if you know anything about Grosse Pointe, you know it's got nothing but $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 houses, upwards of multi-million-dollar homes layering the streets right on the water. So Morningside is definitely one that you want to look into, but it's been hot for the last 5-10 years, and there's still tons of opportunity. With a median home value of around $130,000, up 44% from last year, you can see the appreciation right before your eyes. So if you want an entry point that's affordable, tons of renters in the area, tons of community organizations, and a lot of millennials that grew up in Grosse Pointe that want to stay close to mom and dad, but they can't afford the $300,000-$400,000 average purchase price in Grosse Pointe just yet. So they get their first time home buyer for $250,000, maybe $300,000 max, and they want a house that's fully renovated that they don't have to do anything to, but they want to stay close to mom and dad. They want to be able to walk to mom and dad's house on the weekends. They want to be able to walk to Trader Joe's and enjoy all the things that they enjoyed growing up. Well, Morningside is the perfect opportunity for them. So the closer you are to Mack Avenue, the closer you are to Grosse Pointe, the higher your property value. So just keep that in mind. If you're somebody looking to get into Morningside, you definitely want to stay in the 3,000 block, 4,000 block. That's where you're going to get your biggest bang for your buck. So it's worth a serious look if you want to make a bag and you want to make a bag quick. Every flip that I've ever done in Morningside sold in around 45 days max, and we typically got around our asking price. Some we even got higher asking price. It all comes down to the finishes and what you do in that house. So 48224 is definitely one you want to look into. I'm sure you've heard about it. A lot of investors are talking about it, but there's still tons of opportunity there. Just try not to cross Warren Avenue. As soon as you cross Warren Avenue, your property values drop. So just keep that in mind. Stay close to Mack, you'll make a lot of money. 4718 Kadoo. I can see that it's currently on the market for $129,000. Been on the market for 89 days. So let's go ahead and look into what they paid for the property originally. $71,000 back in 2019. So this tells me more than likely they did not go all out on their renovation. They probably did a partial. And when I say partial, I mean they didn't do a full-blown basement renovation, drywall out the basement. You know, these things really make a difference. So it doesn't look horrible by any means. I'm surprised they're only getting $134,000. I mean, it is a pretty small house, 1,100 square feet. They didn't take any photos of the basement, so more than likely the basement is not drywalled out. It's not finished. They really did a renter grade renovation here, so this would be perfect for a landlord to buy it and rent it out, or a first time home buyer. But again, let's look into the comps and see some properties that have some better finishes. Let's go ahead and increase this a little bit. Actually, we'll keep that. I like 1325 for Morningside. Keep it tight. And then we'll go ahead and look at the amounts here. So you can see some 215s. Ours is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,100 square feet. So you can see this one sold for 215, which is really more like it. No renovation, and they got 215. Unless, of course, these are old photos. So let's see when this one sold. So this one sold back in 2024. Yeah, so these are old photos from the original listing. So you can see Colin sold the property for $215 and Colin bought it for $80. So he probably put about 60, 70 into it and turned around and sold it for $215 about 6 years later. So this is a great flip. Colin did a great job. Melissa Rundle has a great house to live in. You can see she got a first-time home buyer, or actually she got a conventional loan for $170,000 and then paid the rest out of pocket. So this is a phenomenal opportunity to invest in. If you want to make profits like Colin did, I mean, we're talking, let's just assume he's all in 160. You know, he pocketed around 50 grand profit in around 6 years. So he got to enjoy the house for 6 years. Maybe he was renting it out, cash flowing, and decided, hey, let me go ahead and sell it while the market's high. So great work, Colin. If you're watching this, kudos to you. And Melissa, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy your property. It looks like you got a good one. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about my personal favorite, Bagley, over on the west side in the 48221. Now, Bagley is truly a gem. It boasts charming Tudor-style houses, colonial-style brick homes, all throughout Bagley, which you know that's what Detroit's known for. So if you're an investor that's looking to invest in an area that's up and coming, that's trendy, that a lot of millennials are moving back to, Bagley is definitely a place you want to look into, on the corner of Livernois and 7 Mile, Livernois and 8 Mile. That's truly where you want to stay. The closer down to 6 Mile you get, the lower the property values are going to get. However, we have been able to break the market a couple times with properties closer to McNichol's 6 Mile, okay? It all depends on the finishes. With a median home price in Bagley of $194,000, you will need a bigger bag to enter into Bagley. However, the returns are going to be astronomical. With its rich history, strong community vibes, booming local businesses on Livernois, it's truly a top pick for investors. And you also got major proximity to universities in the area. So if you're a landlord looking to rent to students, Bagley is definitely an area you want to look into, with a lot of duplexes for sale, a lot of single families that have been converted into duplexes and triplexes that make for great cash flow opportunity. All right, last but not least, one of my favorites, if not my favorite, Bagley over on the west side, 48221. So let's go ahead and draw a box around Bagley. Make sure you don't cross over Wyoming, and ideally, don't cross over 6 Mile. In this case, I'm not gonna go as high as 8 Mile, just because I really want you to see the activity in Bagley proper. You could go up to 8 Mile if you wanted to, outer drive, even as far as 8 Mile, but that's not really considered Bagley. So let's keep it as refined as we can. So you can see right away, 78 properties on the MLS, which is huge. You have 3,300 high equity homeowners, 236 properties that are more than likely boarded up or dilapidated, just waiting on an investor to buy it. So tons of opportunity there. And you have 831 cash buyers. So a ton of investors fixing and flipping in Bagley that you can sell to or do business with if you're a wholesaler. So let's go ahead and jump into the comps so you can see why I love Bagley. So let's go ahead and pick this one on Stopple. 17379 Stopple, currently for sale, $309,000, 15 days on the market. Let's see what they originally bought it for, $97,000. You can't make this up, people. Bought it for $97,000 and they're about to sell it for over $300,000. If we look at the finishes, they absolutely killed it, did a great job. This is how you do a Bagley flip, y'all. They should have no issues. We got the nice garden tub with the walk-in shower. They should have no issues getting at least $280,000. But it looks like they went all in, easily put over 100 grand into this house. It is a duplex by the looks of it, but it looks like they converted it back to a single family home. So this is very common in Bagley. You get these duplexes that were originally single family homes. They converted it to duplex to rent it out to the local college people. And then you have investors that come in and turn it back to a single family home, because that's where you're going to get your maximum appraised value. Duplexes do not appraise for as high of a value as a single family home. at the end of the day, you have one family that's going to make it their forever home versus two tenants that are going to run the place into the ground, right? So you're always going to have a higher appraised value for a single family. So let's look at some comps. You can see this is pretty much a comp, 300,000, but let's see some other sales. Since this one hasn't sold yet, let's go ahead and do active, pending, and then let's filter the amount, greatest to least. And then ours is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,600 square feet. So right away I can see this one on San Juan Drives, sold for 315,000. It's a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, or 4-bed, 3-bath, sorry. 2,500 square feet. So that is definitely a comp right there. You can see these ones are active on the market, 299, 294. The proof is in front of you guys. Bagley is it. It's one of the hottest neighborhoods. It will stay the hottest neighborhood for a while until all these houses get renovated and bought up and fixed and flipped. So if you're an investor wanting to make great spreads, you want to stay close to University District, you want to stay close to the Detroit Country Club, but you don't have that kind of bag, you know, the Green Acres bag, the University District bag, then come on over to Bagley and make some good money. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and drop a comment, subscribe, click the bell. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.